EVOS FL is a microscope that is different than any other fluorescence microscope on the market in that it doesn't use mercury arc lamps, but it uses LED illumination source, and the illumination is contained within this optical cube. So the LED is built in here and provides all of the illumination that we need to do fluorescence imaging. You don't have to replace any light bulbs, you don't have to maintain it. It's very simple, effective, there's no physical shuttering, it's all electronic. I'll show you the microscope here. We've got on the side that you can't see, there's a lever that controls the position of each of these cubes. There are 3 of them in the microscope right now, and I can switch them by moving this lever, and up here on the screen I can see the position. I went from GFP to RFP. I'm going to go back to the GFP channel there. To turn on the light, I just switch on the light here. I've got some cells that are pretty close to being focused. We're looking at 10 frames per second. The camera is a Sony Interline CCD chip that's kind of industry standard, very sensitive, very nice chip. We can display it either in color or in black and white. And I'm going to focus on these cells and click capture. Now when I click capture, you're going to notice that the image changes from one that looks kind of grainy to something that looks much more smooth, and that's because we've extended the exposure time and we've turned down the gain of the camera and we've increased the illumination, so we get a very nice clean image. While I'm looking at it I'm going to switch over to the RFP channel here. While I'm looking at it in this mode, we're actually turning down the fluorescence illumination as much as we can while maintaining 10 frames per second in order to minimize photo bleaching. So I can work with this sample and I can look at things in this mode without worrying too much about damaging the cells. And click on capture, and I'm going to get that image. And then we're going to switch over to the DAPI channel. I'll turn that on. There are the nuclei. I can adjust the brightness. That's a little bit too much. You can see from the saturation there. And turn it down and click on capture there. Once I've captured all those channels, I can instantly see them in an overlay by clicking on this overlay tab, and we can turn up and down the brightness of each individual channel till I bring them into balance with each other. We can save it as a color image. We also have options for saving the underlying 16-bit TIFF files. The camera collects up to 12 bits of dynamic range, so we have fully quantitative intensity information that you can save with each of these images, as well as the color overlay file. And these images are saved to a USB flash drive on the side of the microscope. You just walk up, plug in your flash drive, acquire your images, and walk away with them on your flash drive. We will be adding an option soon to network this so that you can, instead of walking up with your drive, you can send it to a network location, a shared folder, and save it there. And that's basically it. It's a very simple system to use, and we've designed it to be very effective, low maintenance, very compact. We can put this in spaces that other fluorescence microscopes can't go in, including a cell culture hood. So you can slide it in there, work with your cells in a sterile environment, take it back out, and move it anywhere you want in the lab. You notice that we're doing all of this with this little box over the top of it. In a fully lit environment, you can put it in the middle of your laboratory and use it without having a dedicated darkroom. So it's very simple, effective, low maintenance, easy to use system that we think people are going to like.